What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, if you would, before we get started, hit that little subscribe button right there. I work really hard. That helps the YouTube algorithm to push my content. That's really what I need for growth. Give it a share too, if you would. Just based on the fact that I'm bold enough to wear this flowered jacket. I went in public with this thing a few minutes ago. That ought to count for something. Look at this jacket and say, that dude doesn't give a damn. I like that. Subscribe. You see what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to talk about these allegations that are being levied against Jay-Z now. So this original complaint came out back in October. Um, there's a lady who back in the year 2000 claims at that time that she was 13 years old and she was sexually assaulted, raped by P. Diddy. P. Diddy was the initial celebrity named, but then there was a celebrity A and a celebrity B supposedly involved. The celebrity A, who was a male, took part in the sexual assault, while the celebrity B, who was supposedly a female, watched the whole thing go down. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of case this is, whether this is simply an attempt to extort money off of a very wealthy individual, because we are looking at 25 years after the fact. Okay. Or if this person actually has a leg to stand on in terms of a case against Jay-Z. All right. So the first thing I would like to do is look at the statement that Jay-Z himself put out recently in response to him being the one that was named as celebrity A in these allegations. Okay, so we're going to start there. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. All right. So just real quick, he says here, these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Well, that's a red herring by him, which means that's just a distraction from the actual complaint and the issue at hand, because Jay-Z's lawyer has undoubtedly told him that the statute of limitations has passed quite a few years ago. Okay, so he can't get criminally charged for this almost 25 years later. Now, there are a couple of exceptions where it could potentially happen, a criminal case that is, but it's just very, very unlikely. One scenario is if Jay-Z himself admits that he sexually assaulted this girl. Okay. The second scenario is if P. Diddy admits to both of them having done it, which obviously P. Diddy isn't going to go and say that Jay-Z did it, but he didn't at one of P. Diddy's freak offs, right? I mean, so obviously both of them have denied these allegations. P. Diddy formally already has denied them. So obviously he's not going to go and say, yeah, Jay-Z did it, but I didn't. I mean, and the other option is if this celebrity B, who is a female, comes forward and testifies that she did in fact see P. Diddy and Jay-Z, or one or both, during this sexual assault, and they did watch it take place, which if you come forward and you say, yeah, oh yeah, I was there, Yeah, I sat there and watched them sexually assault this underage 13-year-old girl. Yeah, yeah, I did. The chance of Celebrity B coming forward, whoever Celebrity B is, not even slim. I would just say absolutely none. Okay? Because then they are complicit in that. Okay? They saw this happen and then they did nothing to help the minor, helped to protect the supposed 13-year-old girl from this horrific, violent sexual assault. Because there are laws for you being associated with something like that. There's a person I knew a while back, and I obviously would not say this person's name, but her husband molested or had sex with her 13, I think, 14-year-old daughter at the time. It was his step daughter, okay, which not like that makes it any better. I'm not insinuating that it does. It's disgusting either way. But this lady that I knew, she found out about this and she did not report it to authorities. Partly because I think she didn't work and she depended on the husband. The husband was like an engineer or something. He made good money, and she talked to the husband about it. He supposedly felt horrible about it. Either way, she screwed up and did not tell the authorities about it. Okay. And then later on, the daughter ends up saying something, I think, to like a counselor or a school counselor, or she ends up saying something to somebody where they then reported it to the authorities. Okay. And then the lady that I knew, she ended up getting in trouble for that. Okay. She didn't have anything to do with the sexual assault. Okay. She wasn't anywhere around even when it happened. This was something that was completely and utterly done absolutely behind her back. She had no knowledge of it happening, right? But when she found out about it, she didn't report it. So she actually got in legal trouble for that. Now, imagine you're a person who you actually stood there and watched the whole thing go down. I mean, you're going to be in some shit, right? So nobody's admitting to this. So the thought of a criminal case being able to proceed at this point is just ridiculous. That's not going to happen. Okay. What I want to look at is the story itself. And this is not going to go on for too long. I'm going to be pretty quick about this. And I'm going to get to the point where, for me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, sorry, I don't believe this. This person's just trying to get some money. Okay. According to the lawsuit, the 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend because she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that she fit what he was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. After allegedly consuming one drink, the 13-year-old became disoriented and found a bedroom to rest in. Jay-Z, Diddy, and female celebrity B seemingly followed the girl into the room. She immediately recognized all three celebrities, according to the court document. Jay-Z allegedly raped the girl, followed by Diddy's alleged rape of the plaintiff, all while Celebrity B watched, the court document stated. Diddy, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit. Where it all goes south for me, okay, guys, is where it says here Jay-Z allegedly raped the girl, followed by Diddy's alleged rape of the plaintiff, all while Celebrity B watched. the court document stated. All right, so we already know that celebrity B is supposedly a woman. Okay, now I'm going to get so much hate for saying this. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know I will. Um, the sexual perversions and the sexual sickness is way more rampant and way more common among men than it is women. Okay? Now, obviously, obviously, there are exceptions to every rule, and we've seen them. You know, you look at like the Pamela Smart story, you know, having sex with one of her 13-year-old students. I mean, you know, it's out there. Don't get me wrong. There are some women out there that are, you know, just sick and you know, taking part in God knows what. But I do think that it is far more common for men to have these sort of sexual perversions and sicknesses. Okay. Now, guys, before you jump on here and start ripping me a new asshole, none of us know. None of us were there. Okay. This is just me speculating. This is just my opinion. That's it. So if you've made it this far in the video, you know, I hope you've made it this far in the video, because I find what people do a lot of times is they're sitting there listening to things as you say them, and then they're sitting there commenting as you say things. Like they'll hear you say something 2 minutes into the video, assume that's your take on the whole 20-minute video, leave a shitty, nasty comment, and then they'll bounce and go to another video. It's like, wait, you didn't even let me bring it home. You didn't even hear all the other stuff I had to say. So if you don't watch the whole video, then you can't turn around and claim to know what my overarching opinion on it all is. Okay? Either way, that's a side note. So I have a hard time believing that this celebrity B, who was a woman, would sit there and watch a 13-year-old girl get violently raped. Okay, because she says here that she was not only drugged, but that she was held down, forcibly held down and raped. Okay, I think that I don't know. Maybe I just want to see the best in people. I don't know. But I think that out of a million women, you may have one that would ever take part in sitting and watching something like that. Right? I mean, it's one thing if it's a bunch of adults and they're having an orgy, and you know a woman's getting off by sitting and watching, you know, others have sex and stuff. That's one thing. But to sit and watch a knowingly underage 13-year-old girl get held down and violently raped, I think that there are very, very few women that would take part in that. Okay? And, you know, celebrities can be some screwed up people. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I find that part hard to believe. Okay? And I do find it interesting also that this celebrity B has not been named yet. I mean, it took quite a while for celebrity A, who's Jay-Z, to get named. Why is it taking so long to name this celebrity B? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Um, I mean, maybe the lawyer already knows the name, but they haven't released the name to the public. But I would think that if one lawyer finds out something, I'm pretty sure that they have to give that information to the other side of the table. You know, to the if the plaintiff finds that information out, I'm sure they have to give that to the defense, because the defense is privy to all of the information that the plaintiffs have, right? Because they have to be able to do their own due diligence and cross-examine and this, that, and the third. So I would think if the plaintiffs know who Celebrity B is, then the defense would know who Celebrity B is. But the defense doesn't know who Celebrity B is. Not yet. Okay? Why are they waiting? Why do they not have that information? And it just sounds off to me. Um, my overarching kind of point to all of this is that I believe this is a situation where this person is trying to extort Jay-Z for money. I'm sure none of them are perfect. I'm sure, especially in their younger days, they probably had all kinds of, you know, what would be considered inappropriate things, possibly even illegal things going on at those freak offs and stuff like that. But I have a hard time believing, because of the Celebrity B and because we know that Celebrity B was a female, I have trouble believing. I have trouble with that part. Anyway, that's it. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Like the video, comment down below if you would, and I will see you guys on the next video.